My name is Suzanne Chung. I'm BBC Two, not the channel, but I was born in Britain. So BBC actually stands for British Born Chinese. I'm Channel 2 because I'm the second twin. I'm the younger twin out of two, so I'm BBC Two. So I was actually born in Scotland. You might be able to tell from my accent, there's a little bit of a Canadian twang in there because I actually lived in Canada for a while as well before I came back to Scotland. And then after I graduated from university at Edinburgh University, I moved down to Wales. So when I moved to the UK, I felt there was still quite a lot of discrimination in Scotland. Some of the discrimination was not just based on my Chinese heritage, but also on my Canadian dialect. So like I got made fun of because I said Band-Aid instead of plaster. I didn't know a period was a full stop at the time. So even just being a bit different with word choice made me kind of like a victim of discrimination. But moving to Wales, I feel they're more accepting of the Chinese culture and heritage. So I feel after I moved to Wales, I've embraced more of my Chinese cultural heritage. So right now I'm quite involved with Chinese cultural activities, so like with the Chinese and Wales Association and also with the Confucius Institute. Currently on Mondays, I'm learning Chinese dance to perform for Chinese New Year's at the Siwa Spring Festival event next year. 6 years ago, as part of the Chinese and Wales Association health activities, they had volunteers teaching Tai Chi, and that's when I started getting into it. I learned some Tai Chi from some of the volunteers, and then I developed this by learning online, finding teachers, and then more recently I've been competing live. So last year I went to London to compete and got a gold medal for Tai Chi Kung Fu Fan. This year I got a bronze medal for Tai Chi Kung Fu Fan. And then, of course, I recently went to China to compete in Qigong as well. And I've also been teaching local Chinese community members at Siwa Tai Chi and Qigong as well. So I'm also trying to give back to the community, to the Chinese community. Well, my parents, my mum lives in Scotland and my dad lives in Hong Kong and Canada because they divorced when I was in the first year of uni. Experiences wise, there's definitely going to be differences because I feel our generation is more privileged because they had more of a hard time growing up because life in Hong Kong was more difficult. So from their point of view, it's always better to try to go overseas, like go to the UK to get a better life for their children, which would be my generation. So I feel my parents' generation, they're really wanting to push achieving the best you can, whereas I feel my generation, it's more, they're not as strict on themselves. Yeah. Job-wise as well, they have more aspirations of doing better. So when I worked at a Chinese takeaway, they weren't really happy about it because they feel it's a bit of a waste with a university degree. But I feel I have more freedom when I work nights, and then in the daytime I can do things that I like, such as like learning Tai Chi when classes are on. I can go hiking and things like that and do things that I enjoy. So I feel I have more time if I have a night job. But their thoughts on it is, oh, it doesn't sound like a very good job. Yeah, so there are differing views in terms of education and job choices. When we lived in Canada, my dad always prayed to the Dejuye, the god of earth. Yeah, so we did that growing up, and we would buy roast pork to give to offer to the earth god. We got to eat it afterwards, though, so that was the good part. But I do hope to teach my kids traditional Chinese cultural arts such as Chinese foods, see if they like getting into Tai Chi and Qigong or Kung Fu. And I hope that they also be a good contribution to society and help other members in the Chinese community as well.